Okay, do you see my slides? Oh, but first of all, actually, I want to check where I'm sharing. Hold on. I want to check first. I have a poll here. I want to know, how familiar are you with look content? Okay. How familiar are you with look content? Do you think you're very familiar, so, not familiar, or you've never seen it before? I hope not the last one. Okay, one person. How about the others? Mr. Anjas, Miss Tiur, Mr. Resya. How about you? How familiar are you with look content? Do you see the poll? Mr. Resya Rosa, do you see the poll?
Yes, Miss, yes.
Yeah. So
I
please.
will pull after this.
Okay. Miss Tiur, Mr. Anjas, tell me if you don't see the poll. I just launched a poll asking how familiar are you with look content.
Mr. Anjas, Miss Tiur, atau Mr. Risha mungkin bisa dibantu tolong isi pollingnya yang dikirimkan oleh Mbak Fitri supaya Mbak Fitri dapat datanya. Silakan Miss Tiur, Mr. Anjas, dan juga Mr. Risha.
I'm just gonna edit here. So I'm gonna share the result. So yeah, at least half of you saying that's so, yeah. So not really familiar with it, but yeah, I've seen it. Have you ever used it for teaching, Mr. Luki? Yes. Okay, what do you think about it? Any feedback? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the book is really interesting, especially for the content itself. But I think that it's kinda too difficult. It's slightly difficult for elementary students because I think the book is really proper for the student which is use English as their mother language. If the book is used by the student which is use English as their mother language, the book is not only good, it's really excellent. I mean, in our schools, even for Bahasa Indonesia, it's very difficult for them to read if have a long passage. While in looks, there are a lot of long passage that cannot be understood by the student itself. So I think if the book is used by the student which use English as their first language or the mother language, the book is not only good, it's excellent. But if the student is used by the student which is using English as their third language, it's slightly difficult to be understood. But the book, for me, is really excellent for the content.
Okay, thank you so much for the feedback. So hopefully I can help you with the resources that we have. Today I can help you in how to explore the book more with your students. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen. So yeah, today I'm going to refresh a bit about Look itself. Yeah, so what type of learner is Look published? Actually, Look is in all of them. In total there are 7 levels. Yeah. It was created for elementary age learners in most countries, basically approximately between 6 to 11 years old. The content is actually short enough, and the content of the lesson is fresh because it was actually launched in 2009. Sorry, 2019. Yeah, if I'm mistaken, 2019. And then with the content, exciting contents from National Geographic. So we expect students to feel the joy when they see the Look content because they're young learners. Yeah, so they can learn about the core language with the balance skills, which covers listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Okay. And Look is also intended to support exam preparation, not as comprehensive as the exam program in secondary, but then the content in Look, the activities in Look, they already support the exam preparation questions, like exam test type. Yeah, they're adapted from the international exam. Okay, and then Look is rich with the 21st century skills, and Look is actually perfect for schools and learners who have like at least 2 or 3 hours of English a week, but it can be flexible enough, and which can also be adapted to schools with only 1 to 3 hours of English a week. So what's so special in Look is there are 3 things. First is the amazing photography, and with the authentic stories and videos from National Geographic Explorers. And then the second one is the global topics, yeah, which are actually relatable with the students' daily activities, yeah, daily life. And then the content is short, fresh, with the balanced skills, and also the confidence boosting exam support. Okay, and then there are other things that are highlighted in Look. First is Extraordinary Explorers, school trips, and expanded reading. You might have, if you have used Look for teaching, I believe that you have seen the Extraordinary Explorers, school trips, expanded reading. So school trips school trips take your students to amazing locations and meet incredible people. And every school trip lesson includes a reading, video, and comprehension activities and ends with a project work. Actually, school trips, Extraordinary Explorers, and expanded reading are intended as review pages to review what your students have learned in the unit. Yeah, but they're designed to be more interesting, more knowledgeable for your students. Okay, and Extraordinary Explorers bring the students to get closer to the world with the help of National Geographic Explorers and share their stories, their missions with your students, and teach the language through their compelling real-world experiences. And extensive reading introduces students to longer text with stories about real people, real places, and events, as well as there are some like fables, myths, and legends from around the world. And every reading extra lesson in the student's book reinforces the content taught in the units with activities covering all 4 skills. So, in brief, actually, again, they are actually intended to review what your students have learned. They're actual review pages, but in a more interesting way. So how assessment is handled in Look? So Look creates an environment where students are relaxed and confident in their abilities. It gives them opportunities to show what they have learned without any stress. But it covers comprehensive international exam test types with the parent-teacher support materials as well. So Look helps learners perform their best and prepares them for assessment success. So the assessment support includes the coverage of every test type from Cambridge English qualification exams for young learners in the student's book and workbook. Yeah, and the task guidance notes in the teacher's book, as you can see here, there is a task guidance notes in teacher's book to help teachers break down exam tasks and build students' confidence. Guidance on evaluating students' performance with formative assessment and remedial activities are also in the teacher's book. You can find them in teacher's book. And if you know the exam view assessment suite, also the unit progress tests, mid-year and end-of-year tests available in the teaching resources website, and also an exam practice test in every workbook. All of them are using the assessment criteria, yeah, applying the assessment criteria from Cambridge English qualifications. And you can check on how to explore them, how to discuss those test types with your students from the teacher's book. And there's also a letter to parents concerning exam and assessment preparation and success, and how to reduce stress and what parents can do to help their children succeed. They're also available in the teaching resources. So yeah, here from the student's book, you can see how Cambridge English qualification exams is modeled in the student's book and also in the workbook. And in teacher's guide, there are notes in the teacher's guide on to help teachers to break down the exam task to build the students' confidence. Yeah. So previously what I mentioned, it was about this, yeah, amazing photography, global topics, international exam test types, yeah. And then also extraordinary explorers page, school trip page, expanded reading page to review what the students have learned. Okay. And then additional assessment support includes parent-teacher support material, guidance on evaluating students' performance, formative assessment and remedial activities, exam practice tests, exam view assessment suite. All of them can be found in the teaching resources. This is the example of the formative assessment framework, sorry. And then you see here, there are some descriptions, the can-do statement, yeah, that can help you to assess your students, yeah, how to use the framework, how to assess in the classroom, how to give feedback, okay? So you just need to fill it in for your students. This is the test types that you can find in the workbook. And for each unit, you can have a unit opener. In the first spread, you can find vocabulary 1, grammar 1. And then in the second spread, you can find reading and grammar 2. In the next spread, you can find song or chant for lesson 5, phonics in lesson 6 for levels 1, 2, 3. For levels 4, 5, 6, you will find writing page. And there is also a video lesson, yeah, at the end of every unit, basically to review again what your students have learned. So basically, brings your students to keep reviewing what they have learned again and again. Yeah, they review every time after they finish 1 unit. They review again every time after they finish 2 units. Yeah, with different tasks, different types of questions or activities. Okay. This is the example of unit opener. Okay, I usually use the unit opener. I would suggest teachers to use the unit opener either to introduce what the students are going to learn in the unit, or to review, introduce students of what they're going to learn in the unit, or to review what the students have learned in the previous unit. Yeah. So here, to introduce learners to high interest topics and activate prior knowledge. So for example, if you don't know what kind of questions you want to ask your students, you can see here, you can take the questions here on this student's book, or you can even find some more suggested questions in the teacher's book. So what can you see? Just let them explore. I see kids. Okay. How many? 3. Okay. And then it's okay if they don't answer you with complete answers. It's okay. So as long as they can use the language, they can use English, you know. What color? If you think that after that they're going to learn about colors, you can ask them first, like, what kind of color, or what colors do you see? Oh, I see red, I see blue, okay. I see gray, for example. And then next is a first vocabulary lesson, and then grammar 1, vocabulary 1 and grammar 1. Okay, so the target vocabulary is introduced with photography in real world context. Yeah. And then the grammar 1, target grammar, is presented, highlighted in a grammar box, and followed by practice. In Look, students are not introduced to grammar terms yet. So they don't know what they're going to learn here. I mean, like they don't know here that they're going to learn about singular and plural. They don't know about that yet. We don't tell them about that yet, okay, in Look series, because the purpose of Look is to reduce the students' stress about the language. So if we already introduce them with the terms of the language, like the present perfect or present simple, past, and so on, they might get confused, they might get stressed. So the main purpose of Look is for students to use the language. And then reading, the reading text is getting longer. The higher the level is, the longer the text will be. Okay, so readings to introduce learners to fascinating people and places around the world. Okay, so if it's, I think this is from level 3, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a little bit long, but if you open the level 1, it's actually shorter. Okay, and there's grammar 2. In lesson 4, the target grammar is contextualized in the reading. So the grammar here, they're taken from the reading text as well. And then highlighted in the grammar box and followed by practice. This is the example. And then song and chant, to reinforce the language through music and rhythm, And then after that, phonics for level starter to level 3 to facilitate the learning of English sounds, pronunciation, okay. And then for lesson 6 in levels 4 to 6, you can find the writing page, writing lessons, to teach students to write in various formats using language they have learned. Okay, there is a model of the writing text that they can, take as an example, And then video lessons. At the end of every unit, you can find a video lesson. Mainly, the main purpose is actually to review what the students have learned in the unit, actually. But then, at the same time, Luke also wants to introduce real children, real places, real cultures around the world to your students, So you can see that the kids covered in the video lessons, they are not all of them are from the English-speaking countries. Take Laura, for example. She's from Turkey. She has her own accent. To give an example for our students, because we are not English-speaking country, so it doesn't. Especially in Indonesia, we have so many different accents, like Javanese, Sundanese. Even in Papua, you have your own accent, and sometimes it makes us not confident in speaking English because of our thick accent. So Luke wants to bring our students to get their confidence in speaking, in using English in speaking, although they have their own accent, although they're not coming from the English-speaking countries, but we can all speak English, just like Lara.
I'm AJ. I'm Lara. I'm Matty. I'm Juan.
Hi, Lara. Tell me about your favorite town or city in Turkey.
My favorite town is called Bodrum. My mum is from Bodrum. It's beautiful.
Wow, it is beautiful.
So, and also the video lesson can show our students different kinds of accents around the world, not only British, not only American. Okay. And there's also a value page embedded in a Look series, yeah, the values are integrated into every unit and appear in the lesson in which they are most useful. So not always in reading, not always in song, not always in writing, yeah. They appear in every unit, but in different lesson. Okay, and then there is also a related activity to value that you can find in the workbook as a practice. Okay, now before I continue, I'd like to ask you a question again. There is another poll. We're going to talk about the Look teaching resources. Where do you usually get the teaching resources for Look so far? Did you get it from Indonesia TR website? Did you get it from Companion site? Did you get it from Spark platform? Did you get it from someone else, maybe from the distributor? Did you get it, or you don't have access to Look teaching resources at all? What is, you don't know where to find the resources? Spark platform. How about the others? If you're not sure which website, you can choose Indonesia TR and Companion site, because both of them are actually from the website. At least you know where to find the teaching resources. Now I'm going to share screen again. Okay, because next I want to show you about the teacher's book. Yeah, so in the teaching resources, teaching resources that where you can download in the Companion site or from Spark, you can find the teacher's book. Yeah, what's in the teacher's book? You can find basically the teacher's book are there to help teachers to teach Look lessons with instructions for every lesson and activity in the student's book, including the warm-up, wrap-up, and optional activities. Okay. So as you can see here, the first thing that you can see in the teacher's book is what your students are going to learn. Yeah, students will do something like they will talk about people, they will describe people using he's and she's, and so on and so forth. You are already informed of the vocabulary which will be covered in the unit, the grammar, yeah, phonics, and also 21st century skills that are covered in the unit as well. Okay, and if you take a look at this, like teacher tip. So when students are doing a speaking activity, monitor carefully to make sure everyone is participating, give plenty of encouragement and praise students for the effort they make and not only for the results. Shy students especially can benefit from plenty of praise and encouragement. So there's always a teacher tip box, yeah, where you can find some tips and tricks on how to handle different types of students. For example, this one is for how to handle shy students. And then about the photo, you don't have to browse the information about the unit opener. You can find it in the teacher's guide. You can find the about the photo box. Yeah, you can see the description or the caption of the photo, what the photo is about, where it was taken. Yeah. And then some more information that you can use to add knowledge to your students. Okay. And then also for the warm-up activities, yeah, it's very clear here, like point to a boy in the class and say, he's a boy, he's a student. Okay. Have a student point to the same boy and say the same thing. He's a boy, he's my classmate. Okay. Okay, you just need to follow this. It's very explicit and clear. And how to use the photo, have students open their books, point to the girl and ask, boy? No. So very simple for certain levels, especially in the first 3 levels. The questions there are very simple. Yeah, the suggested questions are very simple, not like in a long sentence, just like boy, no. Teacher, no. Woman, no. Okay. Student, yes. Okay. Girl, yes. Okay. So you can just use some simple words to ask to your students. Okay. And there are also optional activities. Yeah. Have students draw a picture of a person. So if you think that the time allows, then you can use the optional activities to enhance your students' understanding. Okay. If you take a look at the sentences or the phrases in blue, they are like kind of like the script that you can say, you can ask to your students. And as you can see, they're very simple. Yeah. And your students just need to answer with yes, no, and also with simple answers. Okay. And you can also, for example, this one, if you ask your students like, is he a boy? Is he a teacher? So the point, the purpose is to get your students to say, yes, he is. Okay. Then you can have your students imitate you first. So have them imitate and then have them produce by themselves. Okay. If you think that your students need more additional practice on, let's say, grammar here, then you can go to the workbook, and the page is already stated there in the teacher's guide as well. The video lessons as well it also has the about the video. Yeah, so before you watch the video, you already know what the video is going to be about. So in the video, it's going to be about Emilia talking about the Mona Lisa. This is a portrait painted by the Italian Renaissance artist Leonardo da Vinci in 1503. There has been much speculation about the identity of the woman in the portrait and so on and so forth. Okay. And in this video lesson, you are informed of what your students are going to do. They're going to watch the video. They're going to ask and answer questions about people. They're going to draw and speak. Okay. And then the related resources that you can use and end of unit resources that you can use, such as the worksheet, unit progress test, exam view, assessment suite. And also if the activity requires you to bring additional materials, then you can also find the suggested materials in the teacher's book. For example, photos of painting showing people, students' photos of friends. So before you discuss about this, before you do this activity, probably you inform your students, okay, next week or in the next meeting, please bring your photo with your friends, yeah, or your photo with your parents. Okay. Then they bring the photos to the class. Okay. You can also share your own photos with your friends or with your parents or with your family. Then it can be more relatable for them. All right. So now I have a question again. I asked a lot. I have another poll. This is the last one, I promise. Okay, the last poll is about Spark platform. How familiar are you with Spark platform? I know about it, I have the access, and I often use it. Or I know about it, I have the access, but I rarely or never use it. I know about it, but I don't have the access. Or what is Spark? I don't even know about it. Wow. Okay. Someone doesn't know what Spark is. Not only someone, there are two people. Okay. Okay. So let's explore Spark. I'm going to share screen again. But probably I'm going to share my slides first before demoing Spark. So you know the content. Okay. So Spark is basically our new platform. we used to have so many websites containing the teaching resources. Companion site is one of them. So we don't want to, and then we have so many titles, even just for the young learners itself. Yeah, we have more than one titles. So, and we used to have so many teaching resources websites here and there. Yeah, if you see my Excel sheet, then you'll get confused. So the point of that's why we have Spark now. Spark is our new platform. It basically, it has everything in it, all in one place. Yeah. Spark can help you for every stage of teaching and learning. Yeah, you can manage your course, teach great classes with integrated digital teaching and learning tools. And Spark brings together everything you need on an all-in-one platform with a single login. Okay, and turn information into insights. So Spark can be used as learning management system, actually, where you can assign a homework to your students. Yeah, but for that, when the money talks, you need additional charge for the students' accounts. But if you don't, even though you don't use it as a learning management system, you can still, as teachers, you can still get Spark access. Okay, because it helps you to prepare and teach your lessons. It helps you to get like the teaching resources, classroom presentation tool. Yeah. At least these two you can take benefit of these two resources in your Spark account. Okay. And you can actually still have the online practice questions. So although you cannot assign it to your students, but you can still take advantage of the questions in your teacher's account. You can project it in your classroom, do it together with your students. Yeah. So at least these three: teacher resources, classroom presentation tool, and online practice, which you can do it together with your students in the classroom. You can take benefit of these three, although you don't use it as a learning management system. Yeah. So in Spark, you can find teacher resources to plan your class. Yeah. Teacher resources provide teachers with downloadable and streamable resources to help you prepare for your classes, including the teacher's book, answer keys, worksheets for a range of users, and more. Okay. And you can also download or stream the classroom presentation tool. Yeah, classroom presentation tool looks exactly the same like the student's book, but it already has the integrated audio videos, interactive activities with the answer keys. Okay. So for live lessons, yeah, classroom presentation tool, you can see interactive student's book and workbook. Yeah, it looks exactly the same like the student's book and the workbook, but it has embedded audio and video, games, activities embedded in it as well. If your students have the student's account, it means they can also use the student's ebook inside their student's account. Student's ebook actually looks exactly the same like the student's book. It looks exactly the same like the classroom presentation tool, but it doesn't have the answer key. That's just the difference between student's ebook and classroom presentation tool. That's why student's ebook is only for students. Classroom presentation tool is for teachers. If you use Spark as a learning management system, it means you can use the online practice, assign the questions to your students. Yeah, and your students can do it in their account, in their student's account. Okay, they can use it in tablet, laptop, or handphone. Yeah, and then you can also assign tasks to your students. Yeah, your students can do it. Yeah, and then it's in one package. You get the learning management system, including the course gradebook to track your students' progress and engagement. Yeah, that's about Spark, basically. But if you don't use Spark as a learning management system for students, your students get the students' book and workbook printed, okay? And for teachers, you get the teacher's book from Spark platform. You can get all the resources, the teaching resources in the Spark platform, including the classroom presentation tool, audios, videos, everything in the Spark platform, okay? Now I'm going to show you Spark. So this is how the Spark website looks like. Yeah, you just need to sign in. If you haven't got your username and password, please let Mastery from Pinnacle know. Okay. So this is mine. If you already get your access, you just need to log in. Okay. So the first thing that you will see is the dashboard. Yeah. Here, the dashboard contain your courses. Yeah, here I have so many courses, but so far there is no look. So let's create a course. Yeah, so let's create course. Continue. Course name, for example, look, BRE level 3. Start date, for example, from today, let's say for a year. Okay, and then this only works if you use it as a learning management system. So if you can choose to show your students only the assigned content, or you want to show your students all content. Yeah, if you only show your students the assigned content, it means in their spare time they cannot do the other activities unless you assign the activities to them. But then if you show them all content, it means in their spare time they can do the other activities, although you haven't assigned to them. Yeah. So I personally would suggest you to only show the assigned content. And then choose the publisher materials. Look, level 3, British English. Okay. And create. If you cannot find it here, go to the courses tab and find it here. Look, level 3, this one. Yeah, if you want to put it in a dashboard, then click the star. You can star it and you can find it in your dashboard. Here, okay? So here in the dashboard, you have your course already available for you. But so this course key is actually if your students, if you use it as a learning management system, you can share the course key to your students so they can use the course key to register their account, and then so that they can be under your course. Okay. But if you don't use it as a learning management system, then don't bother. Okay. Just focus on this. So this button is to delete. If you think that you make a mistake in creating the course, you want to delete it, you can delete it. If you want to edit it, you can edit it. Yeah, using the edit button. Or if you want to get into the course, just click the arrow. Okay, so now you are already inside Look level 3 British English course. Okay, so this is the one that I was talking about. Although you don't use Look as a learning management system, you can still launch the course, which contains activities different from the student's book, but with the same topic, same theme, yeah, only with different questions. Okay, so you can still do it together with your students.
The US.
Have your students say it. The US. Okay.
Brazil.
Brazil.
Argentina.
Argentina. Okay. Then you can do it together with your students. Although you cannot assign to them, but you can still do it together with your students in the classroom. You just need to project this in the classroom. And then here, the second one is CPT, Classroom Presentation Tool. You can use it online. Yeah, you just click this one and you can use it online, but it takes time to load. Okay. Or you just need to download the software. Yeah, choose the laptop that you're using, Mac, Windows, or Linux. And then after you download, you install it in your laptop. Okay. And then you have this, the offline classroom presentation tool. I hope you have seen it. I hope you have used it. I cannot, because I cannot see you. Yeah. But I really hope that you have used it, you have seen it before. Okay. So here you see, if you point to the unit that you want to teach, yeah, you see students book and workbook. Yeah. If you choose students book, then you can see the lessons here. If you want to go to the unit opener, okay, here you can also choose, want to show it as a single page or double page. Okay, so this is the unit opener. If you don't want to show your students with the questions, you can zoom area, focus them on the picture only. Okay, ask them some questions like, what do you see? What do you see? Okay, I see children. Okay, how many? 2. Okay, girls, boys, boys. Okay, happy, sad, happy. Okay, okay, and then after that, so you can ask other questions that, or you can just ask these questions to your students. Where are the boys? What are they doing? Where do children play in water where you live? Okay, so these children are actually in Indonesia and they're having fun in the water. Okay, and then here, here you can show your students the map. Okay, and then after that, you can, if you want to play the audio, you can play the audio from here.
Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Italy.
Okay, if you want to zoom area, you can also zoom it like this. You can have also some tools here, like the pen, the highlighter, eraser, yeah, and also a timer. So when your students are doing like, okay, I want you to do this activity, for example, let's say, and then you give them timer, like for example, in 3 minutes, okay, and you give them time to do it just for fun, actually. Yeah, and then if you see the 3 dots, then if you click it, you can have an activity. Yeah, actually they can do it in their students book as well, but if you want to do it together with your students, you can use the classroom presentation tool. So for example, where is Leo from? And then you can drag an arrow. For example, he's from Poland. Okay, then where are koalas from? Let's say I'm from Brazil. Is football from the UK? Yes, it is. Where are you from? Okay. You can have your students answer with their own answers first, accept any mistakes, you know, and let them learn. And then you check your answers. Yeah, check the answers. Oh, and then discuss it together with your students. Okay. You can do that. And then here, some activities again. So as long as you see the 3 dots, it means there's an activity that you can do with your students. Different types of activities. Some are drag and drop, matching, true or false. Yeah, we can do it together with your students. And then let's say for this spread, you want to go to the workbook, you don't have to get out of here and then starting over from the workbook, but you just need to click this button. It will bring you to the workbook at the same page that you were discussing. Okay, reading grammar, right? Going back, reading grammar. Yeah, so you don't need to go back and forth. Okay. And then I want to show you the video. The video is also here. Okay. Video. You can watch the video with your students. You can make it full screen, play the video with caption.
I'm Emilia.
I'm Matty. I'm Rafi.
What 3 things would you tell your friend about your country?
Poland is a beautiful country. It's got lakes, mountains, and beaches. In the winter, the weather is very cold, with lots of snow. A traditional dish is pierogi. I really like them filled with potatoes and cheese.
What 3 things would you
Okay, that's for the video. And just in case, if you want to go back here, then you just need to click that button. So just in case you don't want your students to open their books yet, you don't want them to see the pages yet, but you want them to listen to a certain audio, or you want them to watch the video first, then you can go to the resources button here. You choose, yeah, let's say unit 1. Okay, and then let's say you want the video. Oh yeah, types, videos. Here, then you can just click it from here and you can go and watch the video first, even before your students see the page, okay? So that's the classroom presentation tool. Very simple, very easy to use. I hope you agree. That's a classroom presentation tool. Now, teaching resources. Here, you have the anthology audio. Anthology is for reading anthology. Yeah. So this is reading anthology. You have the audios here. And then anthology teacher's note. I think anthology is sold differently, yeah, Mastri.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So reading anthology is separated from the student's book, but then you can still make use of the audio. If you want your students to listen to stories, yeah, because the anthology audios are available in the teacher's book, okay? And then audio script for assessments, yeah, for students' book, workbook, flashcards, yeah, for level starter to level 3, you have the flashcards, and then game components, graphic organizers, homeschool connection letters to your to the parents, yeah. They are provided in Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, so many languages. Pacing guide, yeah. You can choose 1 hour per week or 2, 4, 5 hours per week. You can open it. Let's say you only have 1 hour per week, then you project it here. How to teach look with 1 class per week that you can see. Okay. So you get the suggestion. let's say level 1 to 3, which one that you can do in the class, which one that you can use as a homework, okay? And then which one that can be optional activities, and then, so here, tips for teaching with 1 hour a week. There are some tips, yeah, for level 1 to 6, yeah. So it suggests you of which activities that you can skip or not. I enjoy using, okay, Ms. Arya. I enjoy using the book because I think it's very informative and resourceful. Students get so many information that will enrich their knowledge. I enjoy using Spark as well. Thank you. The readings, audios, and videos are entertaining and again informative. My students have the chance to see many new information from around the world. In addition, I love to search National Geographic's videos related to the material we learn. Kids love it. However, I think this meeting is supposed to be held few months earlier, especially at the beginning of, yeah. We're giving the extra, I tried to figure everything by myself, so it's kind of annoying because I thought I disliked the book because it's too complicated. All right. Okay. Thank you for your comment, Miss Arya. All right. Yeah. So this is the all right. Yeah. So if you think that you need a training anytime, don't struggle yourself. Yeah. It's only because in Indonesia, National Geographic learning is only based in Jakarta. And there are only for the Indonesia team, there are only 2 people. Imam is my country manager, and then me as a trainer. So 1 trainer and then 1 country manager for National Geographic Learning, and we're based only in Jakarta. So that's why we're working together with our distributors, and our distributors like Pinnacle Alpha, for example, they are also based, some are in Bali, some are in Jakarta. So probably next time, so we can have better communication in terms of like, so it's not like whenever you need our help, it's not always, it doesn't have to be us coming to you asking, what do you need? But you can always come to us and tell us what you need, and then, yeah, thank you. I know. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of communication, especially we have, there are like different, I mean, like we're based in Jakarta, so far away from you. So just in case any time, not only in the beginning of your school year or in the middle, doesn't have to be exactly there, but then anytime you think that you need help, then you can contact Mastery, for example, from Pinnacle Alpha, or contact me. Yeah, I will share my contact with you later, so that you can ask questions, and we don't really have to have like a formal training or presentation like this. We can have like, for example, by emails, yeah, sharing you where you can find this or that. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Bu.
So yeah, so this is the placing guide, where you can use to guide you on what can you skip for in the lesson, what you have to do with your students. Okay, and then placement test. So actually, Look series provide the placement test for your students. You can, which you can use. Let's say if you think that you need to use it, then you can use the placement test available in the teacher resources. Student book readings, feedback survey, probably then student worksheet, teacher's book. Here it is. Teacher's book. You can download it from Spark. think I have it here as well. Wait a moment. Oh, wait. I'll just open my downloaded teacher's book. Here. Yeah, it takes time if you just stream it. So it's easier if you, once you get the internet connection, like download everything so you can have it offline. So this is how the teacher book looks like. Unit 1, yeah. Here around the world, here you can see what your students are going to do, the vocabulary that they're going to learn, the grammar that you can discuss with them, phonics, yeah, and then the 21st century skills that you will do with your students in the unit. Okay, and then here, as you can see, so here you see overall what your students are going to do, but then in each section, like for example, in the unit opener, then you also have the points of what your students are going to do. For example, respond to a photo of friends having fun, discuss their own experiences, and then the resources that you have to prepare, mainly the classroom presentation tool, and also the additional materials that you have to prepare before the class. Introduce the theme. So there are scripts, like you can say, this year we're visiting lots of different places. Every time we visit somewhere new, let's mark it on the map. Okay. And then this is level 3. Yeah? So it's the sentences are longer. Like, is it a big or hot country? What continent is it on? Okay. And then use the photo. You can ask your students the photo of the map. Yeah. Are they boys? So this is the photo of this one. Yeah. Boys or girls? What are they wearing? How are they feeling? Yeah. You can you can show them the Indonesia map, and then the children are in Indonesia. Okay. So then you locate Indonesia in the map. And then also there is a teacher tip box. Yeah. So children need routines in lessons to feel secure and to establish solid learning cycles over long periods of time. Routines need building up over the first few weeks of a course, and so on and so forth. So to tackle some difficulties that you might face in the unit. Also for the warm-up, optional activities. Yeah. Take a look at this. This is so interesting, I think. So if you think that your students are feeling this unit is too easy for them, then you can do the extra challenge task. Yeah, ask students to call out country names for others to point to. Okay. But if you think that your students are quite struggling in the unit, then you can use the extra support to help your students more. As simple as pausing an audio after each country, display a map of the world, ask individual students to go to the map and point to the country. So there are extra challenge points or extra support points. So extra challenge is usually for stronger students, and extra support points are for weaker students. And if you think that your students need additional practice on grammar, then you can direct them to the workbook, and you can see the page here. Okay. That's for the teacher's book. Unit test, you can also find it here. Yeah, unit test audio. Word list. Yeah. The word list, the vocabulary list, and the workbook answer key. Okay. Great book. This one is you use it if you use Spark as a learning management system. User management, it's to change your password, if you think you have to. Okay. Here we also have the assignments tab, the test tab if you use Spark as learning management system. And there's also a messaging feature here where you can send messages to your students. So the messaging tool only works between teacher to student, not student to student. So they cannot gossip around about you, no worries. So it's just from teacher to students or students to teacher. Okay. So that's about Spark. But there is one thing that is not included in Spark. It's called the exam view. Okay. Exam view is not included in Spark because they are from two different platforms. Yeah. So Spark is from the platform, we got it from Avalane, but exam view is from Turning Technology. Yeah. So they are two different companies, so they cannot blend together. So to get exam view, you can go to the companion site. Where is the this one? This is the companion site. This is how it looks like. Yeah. You might have got the access from Pinnacle Alpha. So you go to teacher tab. Yeah. You're using the British English, for example, level 3, then you can download basically the same thing, teacher's book, assessment, audios, flashcards. Yeah. Answer keys, worksheets, and so on and so forth. But here in the assessment tab, you can find exam view, editable tasks, exam view printable, and placement tests. If you download the test from the placement and printable, it means you download it in a form of Word or PDF. Okay. But if you download the installers, then you can install exam view in your notebook. Then you can generate your own test. So I'm going to show you. So if you have downloaded exam view installers and you have installed it in your notebook, you will find this one, exam view test generator, in your laptop. Yeah, this is the software. You can double click. And then if you haven't got the you haven't registered your email and password, then you can click here and you can register your email and password, and then after that you just need to log in. It's wrong. Because I changed the password earlier. This one is correct. Okay, after you log in, you'll see this. To make your life easier, I'd suggest you to just create a new test using a wizard. Then you can name your test title, for example, look, level 3, unit 1. Next. Oh, I have look level 1. Back, look level 1, look 1, unit 1. Next. So here, if you have installed, then you have the test banks in your laptop. Yeah. And then you just need to choose, open it. Okay. Here you have the placement banks. You have the look level 1 banks. Yeah. If you want to use the level 1 banks, then here you have unit 1. Select. Okay. Here you have it here. Just unit 1. Yeah. Next. There are 13 multiple choice questions available for you, 1 multiple response available for you, 13 matching available for you, and 7 other questions available for you. Total, there are 34 questions available for you to choose, but you don't have to choose all of them. For example, multiple choice, you just choose 10. Multiple response, you don't choose it. Matching, you choose, let's say, 5. And then other, you choose 5. So you just need 15 questions, for example. Then click next. Number of groups. If you have 2, let's say you don't want your students to cheat, so you want to have you want to randomize the questions differently for 2 groups, for example, you just make it like number of groups 2. Okay, and the next, finish. And these questions are available for you. Okay, so read, and so this one, question A. So you can have your students do it. You just need to print it out. If you want to edit it, click and then right click, edit, or click. This is a simple one. You can use this one as well, but just right click, edit, then you can edit it. Let's say you change, it's not board, for example, something else, then you can change it here. Okay. And matching. Okay. What okay, and then these are the answer keys. Okay. Right. So that's for the exam view. But exam view is not auto graded. Yeah, so you have to grade it manually. Okay. If you want to include your institution's header, for example, you can go to test, headers, let's say the first page. You want to add your school's logo, for example, insert, let's say, a picture, yeah, and then you can insert the logo of your school here. That's how to generate the test using exam view. Okay. Those are for the resources part already. Any questions so far? I'm going to stop sharing first. Any question? So yes, thank you so much, Miss Arya, for showing us how you are interested in Look series, how you enjoy teaching using Look series after the struggle. Sorry that we cannot really fulfill the needs of everyone, yeah, but we are always open, yeah, to your feedback, to your request. So when you need help, you can go and find us. This is my email address, so as long as you don't ask me anything related to money, discount, numbers, purchase, yeah, I'm available for you. So you can ask me about the product, where to find the resources. Yeah, feel free to contact me. Yeah. If you need if you have difficulties in teaching using a certain resources, you can let me know. Or if your Spark, there's a problem, an issue with your Spark accounts, for example, email me. Okay, I'll help you. And then, or if you are more comfortable with Mastery, you can hunt him down. All right. So do you have any more questions? If not, I'm going to continue to Kurikulum Merdeka.
Oh yeah, I actually have a question since you mentioned about Curriculum Merdeka. To be honest, my partner and I from Papua Kasih, at first we thought we would be given something like RPP, no, not RPP, I'm sorry, Modul Ajar, something like that. That's what we thought we'll get. But then we didn't, I think you didn't give it to us, but it's fine. Maybe, is there any chance that we can get that from you? Because if there is, it's going to be very helpful for us because preparing Modul Ajar it's kind of time consuming. So
Yeah.
please respond. Please.
So actually, I just created the RPP in curriculum 13 last year. So, and then there are still other titles lining up. So I'm the only one creating all the modul ajar and RPP. So that's why for look modul ajar using Kurikulum Merdeka is not ready yet, because I was creating the modul ajar for the other titles, because I just did look K13 last year. But I actually have the sample. So that's what I'm going to show you, because actually in Kurikulum Merdeka there is no, it's different from the Kurikulum 13. There was a template of the RPP, right? But in
Yeah.
Kurikulum Merdeka there is no template for the model ajar. It's
No.
just like, yeah, you just put what you have, the materials that you have, match it with everything. So probably for now, I can give you some tips on how to do it.
Okay.
Have I shared screen?
No, you haven't.
Okay, so I'm going to share screen again. So if you're wondering if Look series have anything to do or related to Kurikulum Merdeka, the answer is yes. This is how they're related. So as you know, in Kurikulum Merdeka, it focuses on the 6 dimensions of Pancasila student profile, right? Having faith, fear God Almighty, and have a noble character as the umbrella of everything. And then being independent, being creative, have critical thinking skills. And then after that, understand global diversity, cooperate, and work well in teams. Before we continue, can you guess why did I put different colors like this? Why have faith, fear God Almighty, and have a noble character in orange? Be creative, have critical thinking skills, be independent in lighter orange, and good global, understand global diversity, and cooperate and work well in teams in yellow. Can you see what I mean with the different of shades?
No.
No? So
Are they in the same group?
So have faith, fear God Almighty, and have a noble character is basically like the umbrella. It's like what is it? It's like the things that will impact both us, ourselves, and also our relationship with others. Okay. But being creative, being independent, and having critical thinking skills more to ourselves. Okay. So we want our students as an individual. We want them to be creative. We want them to have critical thinking skills. We want them to be independent. But we also expect them to have good relationship with others. Those are in the lighter yellow. To understand, so that they understand global diversity, because in Indonesia we have so many diversities, right? And then they can cooperate and work well in teams. And the relationship between us with ourselves and our relationship with others, both of them are actually something that we can is the main purpose is to have faith and fear God Almighty. We want our students to have faith and fear God Almighty, so that they can be good to themselves, they can be good to others, they can have a noble character. That's basically the same with the 5 elements of social emotional learning. So in Look was designed, created based on the social emotional learning. So basically, why Panadim created Kurikulum Merdeka, it was because he concerned about our students, especially during the pandemic, where they didn't have enough time to make relationship with others, to interact with others, so they were busy with themselves. It was like 3 peers, I think, right? They had to learn by themselves online, at home. Some areas, they didn't even get enough time to learn, to study because of the lack of resources and facilities, right? So, and it's not only Pak Nadim's concern, not only the concern in Indonesia, not only the issue in Indonesia, it's also an issue in global. It's a global issue. So globally, it's actually known as the 5 elements of social emotional learning. But Indonesia adapts it to Curriculum Merdeka with the 6 dimensions of Pancasila student profile, because we have this Pancasila as our principles of life of Indonesian people, right? But globally, it's actually called the social emotional learning, which has almost the same dimensions, elements. Yeah. Here you can see the responsible decision making in the darkest green, self-awareness, self-management in lighter green, and relationship skills and social awareness in light green. So responsible decision making, it's like we have to be responsible in treating ourselves. We have to be responsible with whatever we do, yeah, as an individual, and we have to be responsible in our actions to others, right? How we treat others. So the self-awareness and self-management, they are for ourselves, yeah. We expect our students to have better self-awareness, self-management, but we also want them to have good relationship with others, yeah, good relationship skills, good social awareness. Okay, and you can find the social emotional learning elements in Look, for example. So responsible decision making, it includes making ethical, constructive choices about personal and social behavior, yeah, to promote curiosity and open-mindedness, to identify solutions to personal and social problems, evaluate benefits and consequences of actions, make ethical and caring choices. Relationship skills, forming positive relationship, working in teams, dealing effectively with conflicts. Yeah, it relates to effective mediation, collaboration, communication, intellectual competency, cooperate and work in teams to solve issues and resolve conflicts. Social awareness, showing understanding and empathy for others. In Look, we take our students to understand and empathize with the perspectives of people from diverse backgrounds, yeah, cultures and contexts, to understand other perspectives, to recognize situational demands and opportunities. Self-awareness, recognizing someone's emotions, values, as well as someone's strengths and challenges. We ask our students to recognize and identify emotions like, what do you think they feel? Are they happy? Are they sad? Yeah. Develop their sense of self, recognize their own strengths, and demonstrate their belief in their own ability. And last one is self-management, managing emotions and behaviors to achieve someone's goal. We have our students develop their agency and autonomy, set personal and community goals, promote planning and organizational skills, promote self-discipline and self-motivation. Okay. These are some examples, yeah, self-awareness and self-management activities that you can find in Look, yeah. Look promotes self-awareness and self-management skills by helping students develop their sense of self, yeah, the topic, the reading, the articles, yeah, to recognize their strengths and areas for improvement, confidently express their ideas, yeah, and understand their emotions, thoughts, and values. Okay. And then for relationship skills, working together, yeah, like the collaboration, working at the project where they can do it in teams, yeah. So it covers the relationship skills. Making decision, yeah, in project, for example, what are you going to pack? What are you going to do each day? What aren't you going to do? So Look also promotes decision-making activities, as well as social awareness activities like I like milkshakes sometimes. So comparing their own culture, their own backgrounds with others. Yeah. There actually are so many things that I can cover here, but I think that's already showing you that basically the 5 elements of social emotional learning intends to show to allow students to have better academic attainment, better behavior, increased participation, better mental health, more self-esteem, decreased likelihood and dropping out, better self-efficacy, motivation, and long-term engagement. This is not from me. This is from Lindorf. Yeah, he wrote about the impact of promoting student well-being on student academic and non-academic outcomes, an analysis of the evidence. Yeah. And also, the 6 dimensions of Pancasila student profile allow students to explore knowledge and develop skills, learn about important issues around them, such as lifestyles, tolerance, mental health, culture, entrepreneurship, technology, and democracy, take real action as a response to those issues in accordance with their development and learning stages. Basically, they have almost the same purposes, right? So now, talking about teaching model of Kurikulum Merdeka, I would suggest, so these are, I took it from the website. This is the website I'm going to share with you, but I think you already have it, maybe. But you can take a look. So the materials that I used to present today about Kurikulum Merdeka was actually taken from this website of Kemendikbud. So in that website, it suggests you to include this format in your teaching module. First is the general information, including school identity, initial competence, the knowledge or skills students need to have before studying a particular topic. Pancasila student profile, you put it there. And then facilities and infrastructures and target of students. It can be regular or typical. It can be with difficulties or with high achievement. And then the main components that your teaching module must have, there are only 3. First is the learning objectives, or it's called the tujuan pembelajaran. Second is the learning procedures, or kegiatan pembelajaran. And the last one is assessment, or penilaian. And in addition to these 3 components, teachers can also choose components that suit the learning needs. So the components in Kurikulum Merdeka teaching model are actually flexible. And it's not from me, it's from the Kemendikbud website that I just shared to you. So you can also provide some attachments like worksheets, reading text or materials, glossaries, bibliography. You can get those attachments from the screenshots of the students' book pages, for example, or the workbook pages, or even like for the worksheets, you can get it from the teaching resources. So the rest are the same, so you can prepare the resources to create the teaching model, the teacher's guide, probably the pacing guide as well, and prepare the format of the teaching model, choose the points that you want to include there, and start creating. Okay. So I have made an example. Just 1 unit from level 1. So here, the lesson plan or the teaching model, you can include your school's identity, and then time limits. It depends on your school pacing guide. So you need first is the pacing guide. So for example, you go to the pacing guide. Where is the pacing guide? This one. So if you think that you only have, let's say you're teaching level 1 and you only have 1 one class in a week. Then week 1, you can cover unit 1, yeah, opener, lesson 1, lesson 2. Okay. Then you can, for unit 1, you can use you can focus on opener, lesson 1, lesson 2. So here you put it there. You put it in your teaching modules. Yeah. So you just put the time limits here. Initial competence, yeah, because this is level 1. So I took it from the starter. So they need to be able to recognize and use numbers, colors, and greetings. I include the Pancasila student profile and facilities and infrastructures. And learning outcomes, I got it from the website of Kemendikbud as well. Learning objectives from the website as well. Learning materials. So this is from the teacher's guide. In this lesson, students will, if you notice, you can find it here, right? In this lesson, students will, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, or you can take it from here, or you can take it from here. Yeah, if you only discuss about unit opener, lesson 1 and lesson 2, then you can take this 2, and then from lesson 1 and lesson 2. Yeah. And then learning procedures, opening activities are the same, like greetings. If you need prayer, then you put prayer, checking attendance, managing the class. Okay. And then basically I just copy pasted the procedures from the teacher's guide here. I just copy pasted them, put it here. Okay, and then after that, closing activities, usual activities, yeah, answer questions, ask questions if something that they don't understand, express their feelings about. So these are actually suggested from our Kemendikbud website as well, to have your students express their feelings about the learning process that has been carried out. Not only asking, okay, so do you understand? They're going to say yes. Okay. But then in Kurikulum Merdeka, we need to focus on how they feel about the lesson. Okay. Instead, you can ask, like, for example, so what do you think about the lesson today? What do you feel about it? Did you find it difficult, easy, hard? And then you can, what have we learned today? You can ask them by asking those questions. What have we learned today? Yes, reflection. Yeah. Instead of asking, okay, any question? They're gonna say no. Okay, just end the class right away. But you can ask them, how do you feel about the lesson today? What have we learned today? What did you learn today? What did you find it difficult today? Okay. And then after that, greetings and giving thanks. And assessment is with the assessment, it focuses more on attitude, knowledge, and skills. And these are the aspects. Yeah. And then that's it. That's the sample that I created, just one unit. I haven't got the time to finish all everything. I'm in progress of doing it again. So that's about Kurikulum Merdeka and the teaching model. Any question? But actually, don't feel nervous about the teaching model, because I have asked my other teacher friends as well. They basically have different, there is no template for that. They have different content in their teaching models, except for the tujuan pembelajaran and the learning procedures. But the others are basically different because they use different materials. So and then also the schools, they have different focus. Some schools based on religion, for example, the Catholic school, Islamic school, they usually want to include something like related to religion in the teaching models as well, right?